battle fight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is the Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. I'm going to talk again about George Soros. Why, you may ask? Well, it's simple. There are people who just don't know who or what he is. And then there are people who do know who he is and what he's about. I want to remind everyone that George Soros is no friend of Western countries and the free market economy. No one, and I mean no one, has really explained where his great wealth has come from. Not to me anyway, and to many others, and it just doesn't add up. Everything he says and everything he does is not to benefit your country or mine. Why would you try and destroy Western economies? There are examples of him doing that. We will put those links on our website, but there are many examples out there who do a more than adequate job to cover this aspect alone. They include such pieces as working actively, for example, to undermine European culture by mass immigration, and also to undermine national sovereignty. As said before, he bankrupted the Bank of England. Now ask yourself this: if you believe in the free market economy, why would you attempt to destroy what supposedly gave you that wealth? Doesn't make sense, does it? He works with multiple organizations in the US to undermine the legitimate government, and he attempts to steer the UN into more and more radical motions, forcing on citizens in the world policies that they either don't understand the consequences of, or more disturbingly, are unaware of. In Canada, he is actively advising the most radical left-wing government since the 60s to uproot the very structure of that country that has been there since its inception, forcing on citizens millions of economic refugees. And it goes on. I ask you for a moment to stand back, look at the big picture, look at all the actions that George Soros has done, and you will have to conclude there is a pattern which is not in the interests of any of us who wish to live the way we do. Why would we continue to allow this individual to undermine our way of life? And why does the mainstream media remain silent? We are all under attack, and it's not just a country. It's a well-funded individual with incredible power that no one is prepared to check. History will not look on us favourably. History will ask, why did we let this happen? Why did we not stop this? That's, of course, if we get to write history. We should all be very concerned. And here's a footnote. I recently sent details and clips to someone who knew nothing about Soros. Their reply was that I need more evidence. That got me thinking, didn't people say that about Nazi concentration camps in Europe and America in the 30s and the 40s? Say something like, they can't be real, it's too incredible. And my final thought is that if you do research on him, you will find that Mr. Soros was actually connected to the Nazis. He worked for the Nazis, yet nothing happens to him. He's not prosecuted in any way, shape or form. It's just astonishing to me that someone can do so much damage and destruction and live the way he lives. Every left-wing organisation he's behind. MoveOn.org, the Tides Foundation, there's a whole list of them. Do your own research. But of course, you need more evidence, don't you? You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab and email. You can now find us on Spotify. Just go to the podcast section and type Canadian Politics with a Twist and you'll find us. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio, and please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.